Police have arrested 2 men in connection with a shooting outside a Croydon nightclub. The 2 men were arrested in West London yesterday after armed officers fired plastic bullets at their car, forcing it to stop. The arrests come 4 days after a 27-year-old man was shot at the Atlantis nightclub in Croydon. Officers who gave chase were also fired at by a gunman in a car.
When I was probably, I don't know, anywhere from 9 to 11, probably even 8, 7. Obviously, my dad used to have a security firm, right, security, and through his security firm, we used to meet all the stars. Like, I used to have this book in it, and I've got all the, probably every star you can think of, their names in this book, because he always used to make me get their autographs, and I always used to remember that. Like, we met Shabba, Ninja Man, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Marvin Hagler. There's not too much people we haven't met who've been in security. So Salt and Pepper, we've always been around stars. Like, we've always known that it's there, and it's not like a imaginary world that's on TV. Like, we've been around them backstage. It's not nothing new. Nothing's nothing new really. Just still going through the same kind of path that's been set for us. Iron Mike Tyson. I remember seeing that. I was thought, whoa, because I always used to think that he looked like him. You know what I mean? So when I saw the picture of them together, it was like, whoa, definitely that's it. That was like, they were like brothers. You know what I mean? And that's the videos he always used to let me watch, Mike Tyson. So it's like, that's what he's programming me to be.
Quincy was just a little youth that used to always come and held me up every time I used to come into the shop. He used to sit next to me. We used to go into his stepdad's shop for cake and custard. They were the only restaurant that did cake and custard. And because we were youths growing up in England, coming from them school days thing, we was on it, apple crumble and custard. Every time we used to go into the shop, Quincy used to just hang around us, and you know, me and my friend, and we used to just pop joke, and he would kick us and run away and do all sorts, run away with our bag. And I just liked him because he's so cute.
The most vivid memory I have that stuck in my head was, as a kid, getting up for school in the morning, getting ready, and as I walk out the door, I'll see him, my uncle, and whatever other cousins my uncle had with him at the time, doing laps around one little square outside my house as their little training in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, without fail, every morning. Just up and down. I know he must have hated it, but that was the regime at the time for him.
Football days, I remember, like, obviously I used to love football. I used to love it bad. I used to play up front with little Reedy, RIP Reedy as well, older Reedy. So yeah, I used to play football with him up front for Accra. And yeah, I used to love that a lot. Then that got taken away from me because obviously my dad wanted me to do boxing. So I took that up and then put my all into that as well. And I won most of my fights. You know what I mean? But that wasn't even because I wanted to do it. I wanted it because I wanted to please him, you know what I mean? So the first chance I got to quit boxing, I quit it because it's not really what I wanted to do. I didn't like getting punched in my face and that, you know what I mean?
I never saw him as being a good youth doing his school books and this, that and the other. He always had a bit of a bad streak in him. He was always getting in trouble, whether it be with people at school, or with parents, or people in his estate. Always something, some form of trouble in getting himself into.
He went from football to boxing to being a low-level thug on the street. In those days, you had to work your way up, not just put on a Versace shirt and think you're a boss.
So what do you remember about being around here growing up as a kid? Remember around this little park when we used to meet up?
What used to be on there again?
Well,
wasn't there a waterfall? Wasn't there a next kind of waterfall there, isn't it? Yeah.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, there's this wishing well. Remember that was there. But remember we used to go to the box over there. You get me?
And fridge.
That was the Pizza Hut, the KFC. You get me? But at night time, man used to just be wandering down there. Yeah, man used to be wandering. you could just 3 o'clock in the morning, you could just catch man one day. Do you know what I mean? Doing nothing really, you get me? It's like, obviously if we get too late and that, I don't know if I had nowhere to stay, I'll just go over there to the town hall. Yeah, I go there and then they'll find me a children's home, innit? I wait a couple of hours, black taxi will come pick me up. You know the side door in the lane? Yeah, there's a little side door. Press that button, tell them your name and that. Because I'm in the care system already, innit? So just come open the door and I gotta just wait.
It was hard still. Like, obviously there was lots of times when I was lonely and I knew I didn't really have no one to turn to because I was always far in children's homes and making the journey on my own. Like they always had like their family to go to, innit? Like at the end of the night, innit? Like I might not know where I'm going at the end of the night and that, so knowing that and then going to the town hall and getting in a cab to the children's home, that journey probably be like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, so even that's lonely at a time. And when even you get in the children's home, you don't know no one, so that's lonely too.
The only perks I got at children's home was when they put me in a new children's home, I wait for my pocket money and run back to Brixton. Yeah. That was my only perk, I didn't stay around. There's only one children's home I stayed around, that was in Forest Gate. But that was because I met a girl there, innit? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I hanged around and a couple of my couple man them from South was in there.
Because you meet a lot of friends, innit?
Yeah,
you know, like you meet a lot of criminal
I met
guys that are on what you're on and
Ramjet,
stuff like that.
Kitson and them and Alan.
There's some special friends that I had to get me that always had me. You get me, man, like Loves always had me. Short Man, Deli B. You get me, RV. The men has always had me. Nolan, that's standard. But yeah, man that I roll with. Yeah, Beaver. You know what I mean?
Well, one time, I was in the children. You know how bad it was? I was in the children's home, and the children's home I was in, they was giving me orders, as in TV, DVD, and I was going out, burgling, and selling it to the rascal man at the children's home. I'm coming from the street because I'm in bad trouble. Then they're putting me in there, going to a children's home, and they're giving me orders for goods.
So there's no
trying
to reintegrate you back into society.
Society. I was like 13, bro. I'm 13.
They was corrupting you even more, basically.
Do you know what I mean?
I definitely got used to it. But my friends, they were like, when I was with them in the daytime, that's when I didn't feel lonely. And that's probably why I probably went harder than them in everything I was doing, because I wanted the love that I didn't be able to show with my family if it wasn't around me. I was showing for my friends, so that's why I was always fighting for them and always like stepping up to things, to do things first, because that's how I showed my love in it, because I didn't have no other way to show it, so that's probably what that was.
Quincy thwaites, at the age of 12 to 14, find life hard on the streets of Brixton.
That there, what I used to go through, like going to that going there to phone the children's home and that, it was hard. You get me? Come more time, I could just be walking around Brixton like 12, just in a vest. Like, probably been just like this for 4 days. You get me? But man's rough. Man's what you really call, a ruffian, like a proper thug, like outlaw out here, guys. Like that's how it could be. I could be walking around like that, just broke. You get me? But I'm on shit. You get me? I got my weed. I'm good. If I see a ops, I've never seen ops though in Brixton. It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. You don't see ops in Brixton when I was in Brixton. They just know. The pussies were the pussies. They stayed at home. And the real man them knew what was going on. We moved together.
You had to be exclusive to be even dotting or anything.
Yeah, now you got pussies. Kind of like they, you got pussies that are like heads of gangs and shit now.
Yeah, that couldn't run.
You know what I mean? Maybe because he's got a bit of P and that, and now he's just making man move fucked up, because really he's got some insecure issues of when he was getting bad at when he was younger, but now he's got P and he's making all of his man them around them expressing the wrong way. You get what I'm saying?
We're scared of man's
watch them guys.
Don't be scared of man's P, because money ain't everything.
See what's going on.
In this era now, there's no point in them going down that road, because it's all about education and bettering yourself and doing all of the rest of it. Street life ain't really good for everybody. He was one of the survivors, isn't it? Yeah. And I got my 2 daughters, so they're on things, so they need to see me doing things.
Q's a serious guy, innit? Like, growing up in our times, he was leading, innit? Do you understand? He's never been a follower, he's doing what he's doing.
Getting into trouble, fights, go to dances, getting into problems with people from other areas, sometimes the same area. Basically just always troubling people. That's what he did. And then it moved on to not troubling people, but troubling establishments.
The notorious part of Brixton still, this is the Calabar Lane. This is like, what do you remember about this part? Because this was the heart.
This is where man used to eat, bro. Man get rubbed out here, beat up out here. This is where we used to eat every day. Guaranteed you can eat something. When we come out here, it's like the real, you know, like the real city of goods.
No, but
even the big men, them are shook.
Give them the vision. What did it used to look like? Who used to be out here?
Cat officers there, yardies are there, a couple Englishmen out at the pub down there, Atlantic Road. You get me? It's full.
Busy.
Of different crews and different kind of people. Different like people who flex together who might be selling drugs out here, you get me? So we come out here, we always guaranteed.
You remember that club over there, Steppers?
Yeah. We used to have a sound there, me and Titch, Major Damage.
Your first experience with music, when was that? Say, yeah.
92, yeah.
After being expelled from school, he survived in the Brixton streets through crime, which made him able to socialise with his peers. He was a DJ in a sound called Major Damage, in which Titch was the MC.
Titch, big up Titch. Obviously he was originally from Ghetto, innit, but came down Brixton and we formed a sound called Major Damage. We used to play at Steppers in a few places, but obviously I was doing the music and he was the MC, innit. It was kind of a good little jam. Bounty Killer, you know, Cobra, Caperton, all that, you know, girl, let's see about it, right, a murder. And, you know, girl, make them fret. You don't know you and your man now.
Yeah, cause if they come at Brixton now, while they're Brixton now, you say Quincy, they're supposed to know who you're talking.
Yeah.
If they don't know who you're talking, and you say from Upper Vincent shop or Vincent's son Quincy, they're supposed to know.
Slowly but surely, you know, he started to grow up, but I noticed a little resentment kind of in his attitude, but he never had no attitude with me. He never disrespected me, but I just saw him like running the road. But at that time, a lot of people were breaking the law and it was a hustling thing. So when you see people like turning over their pounds, it wasn't nothing. As long as you're turning over your money, it was just turning over your money. You weren't hurting no one, you was just making peace.
Like obviously, he taught me about telling me to be brave and not be scared of anybody. So that's instilled in me, and I know I don't even need to ask anyone. I've seen him in my own eyes when I'm growing up. Like he's not scared of nobody, so he taught me that, and don't to be scared of anything. He definitely taught me that, so I definitely see a lot of myself in him. How could I not? You know what I mean?
A couple of years down the line, I noticed Quincy was getting like agitated, and you know, it's just like I used to just notice his temper was like whoa, and he used to be like frothing at the mouth, and sometimes I couldn't really kind of get eye to eye with him. I used to just stay like scarce. But there was this crew named the thwaites, and then Beaver and all of them and Quincy and them was just running it red. Stepperdan's son, they were like doing post offices, this and that, and I thought, wow, let them go.
Progressively getting more aggressive and being more calculated, so because I've seen it already, so it wasn't new. There's nothing I had to think about, I know how to do it. So that's probably why I was kind of a bit more on it and assertive than the other guys. There was one stage in my life that I just, obviously he was my dad and I knew I had their respect because of that, but I think that also made me even go harder in it, because I'm like, I can do this and I don't need to live off his name or anything, and I just kind of went a bit more reckless and harder than we're supposed to, because man's already got a lot to live up to anyway, especially in Brixton. Everyone might have thought they were a bad man in Brixton, but there's only a couple of bad men. Do you know what I mean? Really.
From the age of 12 to 14, Quincy thwaites had already lived a grown-up life.
I really want you to go that way.
And the children know I was with. They was giving me orders, as in TV, DVD.
What Q's doing now has manifested and become part of my life.
So I know it's really he's a man that jelly coconut water, green juice, and I see. It's helping you, right? It's helping you, right?
It's like they feel what they can't, and they can't conquer, man, innit? They've seen the wars that man's been through. They've seen what's happened to me. Yeah, bullshit, and I'm still there. They've seen people go through mad.
Police have arrested 2 men in connection with a shooting outside a Croydon nightclub. The 2 men were arrested in West London yesterday after armed officers fired plastic bullets at their car, forcing it to stop. The arrests come 4 days after a 27-year-old man was shot at the Atlantis nightclub in Croydon. Officers who gave chase were also fired at by a gunman in a car.
When I was probably, I don't know, anywhere from 9 to 11, probably even 8, 7. Obviously, my dad used to have a security firm, right, security, and through his security firm, we used to meet all the stars. Like, I used to have this book in it, and
Just a little youth that used to always come and held me up every time I used to come into the shop. He used to sit next to me. We used to go into his stepdad's shop for cake and custard. They were the only restaurant that did cake and custard. And because we were youths growing up in England, coming from them school days thing, we was on it, apple crumble and custard. But every time we used to go into the shop, Quincy used to just hang around us, and you know, me and my friend, and we used to just pop joke, and he would kick us and run away and do all sorts, run away with our bag. And I just liked him because he's so cute.
The most vivid memory I have that stuck in my head was as a kid getting up for school in the morning, getting ready, and as I walk out the door I'll see him, my uncle and whatever other cousins my uncle had with him at the time doing laps around one little square outside my house as their little training in the morning, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, without fail, every morning, just up and down. I know he must have hated it, but
I've got all the, probably every star you can think of, their names in this book, because he always used to make me get their autographs on them. I always used to remember that. Like we met Shabba, Ninja Man, Snoop Doggy Dogg, Marvin Hagler. There's not too much people we haven't met who've been in security, so Salt and Pepper. We've always been around stars. Like we've always known that it's there, and it's not like a imaginary world that's on TV. Like we've been around them backstage. It's not nothing new. Nothing's nothing new really. Just still going through the same kind of path that's been set for us. And Mike Tyson, I remember seeing that. I was thought, whoa, because I always used to think that he looked like him. You know what I mean? So when I saw the picture of them together, it was like, whoa, definitely that's it. That was like, they were like brothers. You know what I mean? And that's the videos he always used to let me watch, Mike Tyson. So it's like, that's what he's programming me to be.
Quincy was
some form of trouble in getting himself into.
He went from football to boxing to being a low-level thug on the street. In those days, you had to work your way up, not just put on a Versace shirt and think you're a boss.
So what do you remember about being around here growing up as a kid? Remember around this little park when we used to meet up?
What used to be on there again?
Well,
wasn't there a waterfall? Wasn't there next kind of waterfall there, isn't it?
Yeah. Right in the middle.
Yeah, there's this wishing well. Remember that was there. But remember we used to go to the box. The box is over there. You get me?
And fridge.
That was the Pizza Hut, the KFC. You get me? But at night time, man used to just be wandering down there. Yeah, man used to be wandering. You could just cook, 3 o'clock in the morning, you could just catch man wandering. Do you know what I mean? Doing nothing really, you get me? It's like, obviously if we get too late and that, I don't know if I had nowhere to stay, I'll just go over there to the town hall. Yeah, I'll go there and then they'll find me a children's home, innit? I wait a couple of hours, black taxi.
Was the regime at the time for him?
Football days, I remember, like, obviously I used to love football. I used to love it bad. I used to play up front with little Reedy. RIP Reedy as well, older Reedy. So yeah, I used to play football with him up front for Accra. And yeah, I used to love that a lot. Then that got taken away from me because obviously my dad wanted me to do boxing. So I took that up and then put my all into that as well. And I won most of my fights. You know what I mean? But that wasn't even because I wanted to do it. I won it because I wanted to please him, you know what I mean? So the first chance I got to quit boxing, I quit it because it's not really what I wanted to do. I didn't like getting punched in my face and that, you know what I mean?
I never saw him as being a good youth doing his school books and this, that and the other. He always had a bit of a bad streak in him. He was always getting in trouble, whether it be with people at school, or with parents, or people in his estate, always something.